Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to your reading. I'm Clarity Bay. I'm a psychic tarot intuitive, and I'm dedicated to answering the questions that are most important to you. And in your reading, I'm going to give you clear insight on how does he view you now? The person on your mind. How does he see you? I will share with you everything that Spirit gives to me and not leave anything out. Please take one moment to click that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so that you do not miss an important video message. Let's get into your reading. Meditate here on the 3 piles and pick the one that calmly draws you the most. This would be 1, 2, and 3. Let's get straight into your reading. Hello, beautiful group 1, and welcome to your reading. I'm Clarity Bay. I'm a psychic tarot intuitive, and I'm dedicated to answering the questions that are most important to you. And in your reading, I'm going to give you clear insight on how does he view you now, the person on your mind. I will share with you everything that Spirit gives to me and not leave anything out. Please take one moment to click that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so that you do not miss an important video message. Let's get into your reading. I can clearly see here that you are naturally drawn to the card representing the Page of Cups. Let me point out that the energy that I'm picking up from your person is that he is very much invested in you emotionally. So he's emotionally, I want to say, attached to you. So he thinks about you all the time. That is just straight off here. That's the energy I'm picking up, especially with the Page of Cups vibration. Also, let me point out that that Cups energy represents those water zodiac signs, such as Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And I feel as if those zodiac signs are in the top placements of his birth chart: the sun, moon, or rising sign, the 7th house of relationships, or the planet Venus, or located in your birth chart as well. The water energy and the zodiac signs can be interchangeable, as it is a confirmation here in this reading. But nevertheless, with the Page of Cups energy, let me point out that this person does view you as like a studious, like you're very studious, you're very focused, but you're studious in a way where you're very lighthearted about your focus. So it's kind of like this person sees that you do resonate with your inner child really good, meaning that topics are very lighthearted for you. Even if they're heavy topics that you do have to discuss, you really try to stay away from those. You really want to focus on the brighter side of life. And also, he does view you as his new love interest. He's constantly seeing you as his lover. I also do want to point out that with the Page of Cups energy, he sees you as someone that's very charitable, meaning that you will volunteer for things that are very close to your heart. You do not have a problem helping out with, your local community, or even like online. You will volunteer as well. So let's get more insight. So he views you as being very generous, free-hearted, and resonating with your inner child. So let's get more specifics here. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you now? How does he view you now? Okay. I was definitely picking up the 5 of Wands energy, and I'm surprised that it did come out immediately. The 5 of Wands energy is creative energy, and it represents those fire zodiac signs: Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, in the top placements that I did mention earlier. The Wand energy is a clear indication that he does view you as someone that it would really be challenging. You make it you make it a challenge for him to get close to you, to, you know, relate to you. You make it challenging for him. He sees it as, he views you as like an obstacle, something that he has to, obtain. It's in his duty. It's part of his path, his journey to conquer you. And the reason I was feeling the Five of Wands coming out immediately, not immediately, but within the reading somewhere, is because of the Page of Cups energy, where he views you as his love interest. But he feels like there are challenges that are in place, that you have set up specific boundaries, that he finds it very difficult. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you now? And you have here, look at the fire element showing up immediately after the fire tarot card. So with the fire element, this is nice confirmation, confirming those fire zodiac signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And this is about passion here. I love it because you see the Page of Cups. He's viewing you with lots of passion here. He does feel, though, that you are a warrior. And so that is in correlation with the characteristic traits that he does see you as having very strong boundaries. He does see you as a go-getter, and he views you as being, being fearless in so many capacities. Like, again, this is in correlation with the message that Spirit gave us earlier, where you will go for your dreams. There's nothing that can stop you when you are focused on something. So I love the fire element coming out immediately after the page, the Five of Wands card. So let's get more insight. Excuse that phone call. I feel like that could be a confirmation. Let's get more specifics here with your cards, just to see what else does show up. Thank you, Spirit. Because usually that phone is not on. How does he view you right now? How does he view you? Specifics, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And you have here the third house, communication. So with the third house showing up, let me point out that there are 12 houses in an astrological birth chart. And the third house, it rules over the zodiac sign of Gemini. So Gemini is very prominent here in his birth chart or your birth chart as a confirmation here in this reading. And the third house rules over communication and siblings. So he does view you as someone that can communicate very well. You can communicate your feelings. You're very, you can be a social when you want to be social. So that means you can mix with any part of society. So it could be with the President of the United States. You will feel very comfortable. You'll feel excited, of course, but you will feel very comfortable sitting down with the President of the United States, as well as a transient on the street, someone that lives on the street. You feel very comfortable speaking to them as well. So this tells about how he sees you as a communicator, and you are able to communicate with people. I do feel like that he views you as someone that is very attractive to someone that is romantically interested in you. So he feels like, because you do have a natural ability to communicate physically or with your words, but you have a way of communicating without words, and that's your sensual, divine, feminine nature, the way you are able to communicate to men, to males. He views you as being like off the charts with that. So that's like, and also let me point out that the third house, because this is on my mind as it relates to the third house, is that this represents siblings. So it's something to do with your siblings or someone else's siblings, or maybe even his siblings. You have a good communication when it comes to the siblings here. Thank you, Spirit. So let's get more insight. Thank you. So how does he view you right now? How does he view you? What's going on with this guy? And you have here 2 of coins. See, you have options. Spirit just gave us that insight seconds ago. Thank you, Spirit. He views you as someone as having options here. And the two of coins is a clear indication of that. And excuse me, I'm getting very excited. I just love when Spirit does confirm the readings. It's so exciting. So he views you here as being very, a very, I want to say, adored, very well attracted to the opposite. I wouldn't even say the opposite sex. He sees you as being very alluring. He feels like you have options, like you would have, DMs that you open and people are like, hey, I want to fly you out here, or hey, let's go on a date. Hey, call me on the IG phone. Let's call me on video chat. He feels like you have options like that because of your alluring presence and nature. So, and your ability to communicate, because even when you are not communicating with words, your energy is so powerful that you are still communicating because it's your essence. So when you are quiet, that divine feminine energy is still exuding, where you are attracting those that find you very, desirable. So let's get more insight. You have options here. Also, let me point out before I continue that the 2 of coins, the coin energy represents those earth zodiac signs of Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, seen in the top placements of the birth chart that I did mention earlier. And so the 2 of coins, so that's like he does see you as being down to earth, which makes perfect sense because you can mingle with, every type of person in our society. You're not prejudiced in that way. That doesn't mean that you do, because you do, you have the type of energy where you do draw people towards you. You really do. And you somehow, you don't push them away, but you do reserve your energy and you protect your mental space. You protect your spiritual realm. And so, yeah, he sees you as being very attractive to others. I feel like he does have a sense of fearing that as well. That kind of, it gets to him. It's something he does think about a lot. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you now? And look at this. The goddess Abo-Nimba. So that's about harvest. That's about being abundant. The divine, abundant energy, Mother Nature vibing here. You're able to grow. You have a growth mindset. You want to move forward. Even with your relationships, he views you as someone that wants to be in a relationship and must be in a relationship that is ever evolving. So even if you connect with someone, you have already made up your mind that you want to connect with someone that is very loyal, that will enhance your life as you will with theirs. So he does see you as being able to grow whatever it is that you put your hands on, whether it be creative in your career, you're able to advance and level up, as well as a romantic or platonic relationships, because that's how you think, that's how you communicate, that's how you process the world around you. You see the world as abundant, and you see that there are many possibilities. And so this is how he recognizes you as well. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he see you now? Oh, and these cards just jumped out. And you know what? I'm going to go with the one that is turned over here, and it is the Star card. But it makes perfect sense. It's the one that is in a very strong confirmation with your other cards laid out here. The Star card is one where I'm picking up that he sees you as being, in the spotlight. He sees you as being a celebrity. Like you could be a star if you really wanted to, and you wouldn't even have to try hard. I don't feel like he has addressed this to you, or maybe he mentioned it to you, but he will not push you in this way or encourage you, because there is a bit of insecurity that is residing within him, where he knows that you could be a star. He knows that you could be a celebrity, and he sees that in you. But he feels like if he encouraged you to go in that direction, that you would be so far away from him that he could not reach you. Thank you, Spirit. So you may have a talent that, something creative that you do, and you're encouraged. You really are, because your card spread here is very, very powerful, because with the star card and then communication represents also social media. It represents being in the public eye as well and communicating with people. And then you have the two fire elements here. And the way you have a natural attraction, where people are naturally attracted to you, drawn to you, you're encouraged. Spirit is encouraging you to pay attention to your gifts and your talents and express yourself fully. Utilize the free social media that is going on right now. Don't take it lightly because it's free and because everyone is doing it. You're different, you're special, and you have something very unique to offer. So let's get more insight on this energy. Thank you, Spirit. I also do want to point out that there's a renewal here and hope as it relates to the star card. He's definitely hoping that this relationship could be more than what it is right now. And he definitely views you as looking good, looking, younger right now. He sees you as really focusing on yourself and taking care of your well-being and really moving towards even a greater version of yourself, exploring life's possibilities. So he just really views you as paying attention to yourself and focusing on your own well-being, the things that mean the most to you and the people that are close to you. So, and he's really wondering, where does he fit in among all the things and people that are very important to you? So group 1, this does conclude your reading, and I hope this reading does resonate with you and inspire you. If it does, please leave a comment below, because I do love reading your comments. They definitely warm my heart and they make my day. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hello, beautiful group 2, and welcome to your reading. I'm Clarity Bay. I'm a psychic tarot intuitive, and I'm dedicated to answering the questions that are most important to you. And in your reading, I'm going to give you clear insight on how does he see you now, the person on your mind. I will share with you everything that Spirit gives to me and not leave anything out. Please take one moment to click that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so that you do not miss an important video message. Let's get straight into your reading. So I can see here that your energy, you are naturally drawn here to the card representing the Hermit. And with the Hermit card being your first card and point of attraction, what I'm picking up from this person and their energy is that I feel as if he views you as unbothered, like he cannot bother you. No one can. Like, you are really taking time out for growth. You're taking time out to focus on yourself. I'm also picking up that he just sees you as, he views you as really pulling your attention away from him and putting your focus on yourself. And he feels like you are just on this quest for, growth, a spiritual illumination. You are going within for clarity rather than looking outward. You're not looking at him, trying to get answers, or anyone else for that matter. You are really focusing on yourself. And so he thinks about that and how you're not too much into him anymore. You're not intertwined as you were with interest prior. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you right now? How does he view you now? And you have here the Anunnaki. So this is about controlling drama and conflict of interest. And this is a very strong confirmation with the message that Spirit just gave us seconds earlier. Spirit just said that, just gave us this message that you are not with the drama. You're not about that. You feel like there is a conflict of interest when it comes to you and him. But you have everything under control on your end as far as it relates to you. And that's all that matters. And I feel like that kind of bothers him a little bit because he cannot really read you because you're not sharing as much with him as you were before. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you now? How does he view you now? And you have here the 11th house. So with the 11th house, let me point out that there are 12 houses in an astrological birth chart. And the 11th house, it rules over community. And the 11th house also rules over the zodiac sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius is very prominent in the top placements of his birth chart. His sun, moon, or rising sign, the 7th house of relationships, or the planet Venus. Aquarius could also be very prominent in your birth chart as a confirmation here in this reading. But let me point out that 11th house, it rules over groups and friends and luck. So he views you as someone that's able to, embrace new relationships, find your own tribe, communicate with like-minded people. He thinks about that a lot, whether or not you do have new friends. Who are your friends? And he also views you as someone that's very fortunate. So like you have, maybe better options than he has or better opportunities going on for you. So yeah, let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you right now? How does he view you? And you have here the King of Swords. So with the King of Swords energy, let me point out that this King of Swords energy is an air sign energy, swords, and it represents the intellect and the mind. So this is about how he views the way that you think, okay? This is about those air zodiac signs and Gemini, again, Aquarius and Libra. I love that the King of Swords laid naturally under the 11th house because the 11th house is rules over the Aquarius zodiac sign. So that's a very strong confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. And with the King of Swords energy, he views you as being very intentional. He sees you as a leader, as well as very strategic with your moves, with your thought patterns, strategic with your choices when it comes to relationship connections, even your career goals, okay? Even certain events that you may attend. The way that you communicate, it's very thought out and planned. So he knows that he cannot fool you, pull the wool over your eyes, or, just come at you with something that you would fall for. So he does view you as being highly intelligent, as seen here with this King of Swords energy. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you now? How does he view you? the goddess Malumbo, self-sabotage. So with the goddess Malumbo and self-sabotage, see, he knows that you are not about to put him or anyone else before your well-being. I love this energy showing up. It's a nice correlation with the previous message. He knows that you are going to protect your mind, your body, your spirit. You're very conscious of who you deal with, what you allow into your life, what you allow into your thought process. You're even very conscious of the media that you do partake in on social media. And he knows this about you. It's kind of like you've been through challenging times in different relationship dynamics, even platonic relationships as well as romantic relationships. You've been there. You've done that. And he knows that. And you're not about to self-sabotage at all. You're very conscious now. You've awakened. And you've come to the conclusion that there are better things in life for you. There is a unlimited possibility stream of abundance, even when it comes to connecting with other people. You know that the sky is the limit for creativity, for love, meeting your soulmate, and he views you as stepping into this realm of understanding, but forever being a student. And see, that's where your power is, because you know that you are always learning, and that as long as you are open to seeking answers, you are a lifetime student. And so he views you as very clever. Let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. And how does he view you right now? How does he view you? And you have here the 8 of Wands. So with the 8 of Wands energy, you are showing up in his view as fiery, passionate, very creative, again, very strategic, but creative, as seen here in the 8 of Wands card. And with the 8 of Wands, let me point this out. This is about you taking action and you moving very quickly. So he sees you, he views you as like, if you spot shade coming from him or anyone else for that matter, you move relatively quickly. Even on not only shade, even on, just betrayal, dishonesty. And it goes for, positive energies as well. When it comes to opportunities, you move very quickly. So that's what's represented and shown here with the 8 of Wands energy. That Wands energy, it rules over those fire zodiac signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, in the top placements of the birth chart. So I am picking up that those signs are very significant in his birth chart or your birth chart as a confirmation here in this reading. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you? So how does he view you now? How does he view you now? I was feeling this. This is the 4 of Wands. I was definitely feeling the 4 of Wands because of the passion. So he knows that you're passionate about things that interest you. You're very passionate. The 4 of Wands energy is about, your family and your friends, people that are close to you. It's about celebrations as well. I feel like he does view you as someone that he could celebrate with, that there needs to be a connection or a homecoming of some sort between you two. And he just definitely sees you as someone that values your family, your friends, people that are close to you. You're very loyal and supportive. And so this is a very high vibrational energy reading group 2 for you and how he does view you. So group 2, this does conclude your reading. I hope this reading does resonate with you and inspire you. If it does, please leave a comment below because I do love reading your comments. They definitely warm my heart and they make my day. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hello, beautiful group 3, and welcome to your reading. I'm Clarity Bay. I'm a psychic tarot intuitive, and I'm dedicated to answering the questions that are most important to you. And in your reading, I'm going to give you clear insight on how does he view you, the person on your mind. I will share with you everything that Spirit gives to me and not leave anything out. Please take one moment to click that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so that you do not miss an important video message. Let's get into your reading. So I can see here that your energy, you are naturally drawn here to the card representing the Knight of Wands. And with the Knight of Wands being your very first point of attraction, let me do point out that this person, he sees you as being a very creative, a very passionate person, very free-spirited, and he views you as being very sexy. Yes, very sensual. So, you know, he's attracted to you in that way specifically. Also here, with the Knight of Wands energy, he does see you as being very creative. If you do have any sort of challenges that do take place, such as financial challenges, whatever, relationship challenges, you will find creative ways to deal with whatever life has for you. There's a saying, when it rains, make a lemonade. And that is how he views you, as being very positive thinking and moving forward at all costs, no matter what it takes, type of attitude that you have. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. So how does he view you now? How does he view you? And you have here the blue avians. And with the blue avians, this is about philosophy, releasing karma, mysticism. So with the blue avians and philosophy, he does see you as being very philosophical because you love quotes, you love philosophy in general, and you do post, you know, different philosophical things on your social media pages. He sees you as being very mysterious, although he does know certain personality or characteristic traits about you. He sees you as being very mysterious, very spiritually connected to the source as well, and very fearless as it relates to you seeking out the unknown, the mysteries of life. You really want to know. So he does see you as a seeker of the unseen, mysticism. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he see you now? And you do have here the 10 of Wands. So with the 10 of Wands energy, this is fire sign energy. And I do love the correlation between the Knight of Wands and the 10 of Wands showing up here in your reading, the top 3 cards. So with the wand energy, again, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries are represented with this fiery, passionate energy. And specifically here with the 10 of Wands energy, He views you because you do take on a lot of things. You will take on more than one project. You like to work on, a lot of different things. You may have responsibilities of like people you take care of, maybe a child or children. And he knows this. So he views you as someone that has a lot to do, a lot of work to do. He feels as if you're very exhausted or burdened. And yes, I love the correlation because Spirit gave us that insight moments earlier that when challenges do arise, you are able to face your challenges very creatively. So that's a nice correlation right there. Also, because of the 10 of Wands energy, and you love to just put your hands in just several different things. You're not a one type person. You're not a one goal person. You will have maybe school over here and a job over here and then something creative over here to do. But he sees it as being like burdensome or, you're exhausted. But I don't think you feel like that. You feel like that sometimes, but for the most time, you're very optimistic and you know that action equals actuality. And he knows that about you as well. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you? And you have here the 4th house, the home. So with the 4th house and the home showing up, Spirit did just give us the insight about the home and how you are very responsible when it comes to the home, taking care of the home, taking care of people in your home. You put the home first. The 4th house. Let me point out that there are 12 houses in astrology. In an astrological birth chart, there are 12 houses. But with the 4th house showing up here, as the 4th house does rule over the zodiac sign of Cancer, Cancer is very prominent in the top placements of the birth chart that I did mention moments earlier, his birth chart or your birth chart. And it's about the home here, and it's about the family, like you're very family oriented. He also does think that you are holding him accountable for the past, for something he did in the past, his past actions. You are holding him accountable. You think about the past as it relates to him. And so he does view you as, having those past issues on your mind. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get more insight. How does he view you now? And you have here the King of Coins. I love the King of Coins showing up. Thank you, Spirit, especially with the insight of the home here. And this King of Coins energy, coin energy representing those earth zodiac signs. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo in his birth chart, top placements or yours. But let me point out that with the King of Coins, you see, he does view you as being a solid person, very solid, practical in nature, very, wise. You're very wise with the people that you connect with, how you spend your time and your energy, as well as, your sights on the future. So you invest your time very well, and you try to do the same with your money. So you're very practical here. You're very good at budgeting. And so he does see you as being very wise here with this King of Coins energy showing up. Thank you, Spirit. Also, he views you as being very grounded, very loyal. So I do love the King of Coins showing up here, along with, Spirit giving us the insight that you are loyal to people that are in your home, your family as well, taking care of the home front. Thank you, Spirit. So let's get more insight. How does he view you now? And you have here Aunt Nancy, betrayal. And see, Spirit just gave us that insight moments earlier that he feels like you are focusing on past betrayal, past dishonesty that may have taken place between you and him, or even, you know, other relationships. You're not necessarily focusing on it, but you are aware of it. And it's something that you just do not choose to repeat. And so he's very aware of this because you are a protector. I do love Aunt Nancy showing up, you know, especially with the 4th house and the King of Coins here, where you're very protective of the people that you do love. And when you learn a lesson, you have learned your lesson. There is no turning back or going back. So let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. How does he view you? And you have here the 9 of Wands. So with the 9 of Wands energy, there is a lot of wand energy here. There are 3 wand cards. You have the 10 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the 9 of Wands showing up. So 3 wand cards. You are group 3. So let me point out that that is considered a synchronicity in your reading. So the number 333 is very significant here in your reading. That synchronicity number 333. So your spirit guides are encouraging you that at the end of this reading to look up that synchronistic number, because there is another message that is meant for you. You may have been seeing that number lately, or you will start to see that number 333 in the immediate future. So be conscious of what you're thinking at the time when you do see the number, because that will be a clear message focused on whatever thoughts you do have at the time you do see 333. So let's focus here as well on the 9 of Wands, fiery energy. We already have seen this wand card, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries in the top placements of the birth charts that I did mention earlier. But specifically here with the 9 of Wands energy, he definitely sees you as being persistent with keeping and maintaining the boundaries that you have put in place for your well-being, for protecting your energy. He sees you as being very conscious of your boundaries. So you're not reaching out as much to him, not allowing him to call you. He's on block mode or silent mode, and you're not with it. You are the type of person that once you do get it, you get it. And once you have learned your lesson, you are not going to repeat it. And that's how he does view you. So he views you as being very strong, moving forward. Sees you as being very attractive. He feels like romantic partners are always interested in you. You know, and you're not even aware of this energy as much as he's aware of it. He's more aware of this fact that men are extremely attracted to you in a sensual way. You just have a natural seduction, or should I say quality about you that really draw men to you. Although most men are very insecure to approach you because they are not resonating on the same frequency of that you are resonating on, which is why those connections don't take place. But he definitely views you in that way. So group 3, this does conclude your reading. I hope this reading does resonate with you and inspire you. If it does, please leave a comment below, because I do love reading your comments. They definitely warm my heart and they make my day. I am sending you lots of love and good energy.